Welcome to the Lab 5 walkthrough. The first thing I want to note is I started out my window, my GUI window, stretched out a little further than I originally designed to show you that although I could stretch it out, I can only bring it back to its original size. It's locked down and won't let me make it any smaller so that I might destroy or distort some of my control features. So please do note that. The next thing to note is that in the GUI here we do have a menu strip, and this is a new GUI control that we've discussed. And if we look, of course, we have with our Alt key we have some underlined letters that come up, our quick keys. And under here we have, and each one of these is discussed in the lab, we have a file exit, a display by title or group by director, a search by price, and a help about. Now remember, this application, behind it we've connected that Microsoft Access database. So we're pulling all of our information from the database with our link queries. And so a few things to look at, right? Here's a new control here. I kept it its default color so you'd know there was actually a control there, but you can blend that as long as when we put the data there it can be read. So on each one of these we have a event that occurs. So let me just first do the display by title. And if you look, we have a list of movies. The movie name, the director, the year, and notice that the scroll bar appeared automatically because we had more than would fit our list box, right? We also have a count of the movies. 29 movies returned. Now I added one for myself, so it's originally 28, and I'm asking you for the lab to add 3 of your own, right? So you can do the math there as to how many movies you should have in your database, because everybody's database will be different. Because remember, look on the e-learning site, this database must be copied and linked into your application for it to be portable. In other words, for you to be able to zip it and send it and anyone else to use it. Otherwise, it'll look for your database where you had it on the computer you were developing it, which wouldn't work once the application leaves your computer. So this displays by list. Now notice when I group by director. So I use some keywords here. Remember, we have some sorts, we have some groups, and these are keywords in our link queries. Notice when I do group by director, all the information that was in the list box disappears, and now we have it. Pay particular attention. Now I have this sorter. We have the director, we have the name, and notice it's in alphabetical order. Allen, Altman, Coppola, Disney, Fleming, and so on. And even the movies and the years are in a particular order, right? Particularly look at when you have more than one movie, the years. Like for Hitchcock, for example, we have 1960 down through 1940. So that's important. Notice the movie title doesn't make so much a difference as the year does. There's your hint there. So all these two do display by title and display group by director. And notice the difference here. I have 15 directors returned, so I'm counting something different here. These are just displays of what's in the entire database. Now we also have a search by price. Now I've done something here, because if we want to search by price, we want to let the user search. Now we could do another window, or in this case, if we do a search by price, watch what happens. Okay, had some hidden controls on the form at the top here, right? So now we have a place to put price, and of course do our query with link. And let me go ahead and let's say put $10, or you can put in the whole $10 and do by price, and it shows me movies grouped by price: $9.99, $7.99, $6.99, right? So it shows me movies less than the amount I entered, right? Notice they're grouped by price, and notice under the price how the movies are organized. In this case, the year doesn't matter so much as the title of the movie, right? So now I know if I have $10, I can buy one of these movies, right? And notice it says 3 price points returned. Yes, $9.99, $7.99, $6.99. So the organization, how's all this organization done on all the displays and the searches? It's in the link queries, and we'll talk quite a bit about that. Let me go ahead and do another search by price. Notice when I do that, everything clears out and my controls come back, right? Let me say I want to put 45 for $45, right? Hit price. Notice I got 6 price points returned, okay, and I'll let you know that none of the movies in the database, unless you put some in, or over $20. So we have The Lord of the Rings for $13.37, down through some of the ones we've already seen before, okay? Now, so what if someone comes in and wants to do a search by price? Notice 6 price points. Search by price, and they want to pay $2. So they enter a 2. We say, no movies at your low price point. Notice our count disappeared as well too, because there's no movies, right? And you're like, that's great. Well, let me see if I can do something else here. What if I don't enter anything in here? Fair enough. Please enter a price, right? So we're checking not only if they've entered something in there, right? We know how to catch our errors. We're also checking if the price is too low, right? So we have our by price search. Now the 2 other items here, we always have a help and an about. And with the about, we're going to pull up the about box that we discussed in class. As we do that, notice it pops up right in the center of our original form, and we have About Bubba's Movies Database, and we've used the About Box template here. So all this stuff in here was changed in the assembly information, and we'll go over that in class as well. But I've done some design to make it match, and notice it's modal, so I can't go back to my other form until I go ahead and say, hey, okay, thank you very much, right? And so we have our help about, our search by price, and our display by title. And these are listed in the lab assignment as well too. And then finally we have our file exit, which we can all guess what that does. And that is to actually close our application, which I will do. Look at this. Remember the menu strip items. Those are also in the assignment, but also what they show. Display by title, grouped by director, and search by price. Right? So remember those 3, because how they are displayed is determined by how you do your link query. Okay? Thank you. We'll talk more about this in class. Ask questions online. That's been the Lab 5 walkthrough.